Breaking news, shock and grief in Waterbury, where dozens gathered tonight to remember a 14-year-old who was the latest victim of violence.
I really don't know how to start this video, so I'm just gonna speak. I've been off of YouTube for about 2 or 3 days. So I posted on my community tab letting you guys know that I lost my nephew due to a senseless violent crime, and that I was gonna give you guys a story today. He was 14 years old, and on his way out of school, he goes to the store with a few friends. And on the way back from the store, some guy who decided to not take his medication, 27 years old, decides to approach a 14-year-old and a few of his friends in a violent way. My nephew, being him, stepped up, and he pretty much saved his friends' lives. He gave himself up to save his friends. He was 14 years old. He didn't have to, he didn't have to die like that. To have somebody who's 27 years old take his life and stab him in the chest, how much of a threat was he? 120 pounds, 14 years old. You're 27 years old. And him being who he was, a good-hearted person, he put himself in a line of danger to save his friends. To me, that's a hero. He went out like a hero. He went out like a boss. But he didn't have to go out like that. It's crazy, man. If you know someone who needs to be on medication and they can get violent without the medication, make sure, they take their meds, bro, because now he's sitting in court playing the mental health issues if he didn't know what he did. His wife is cooperating with police, gave up the murder weapon and everything, talking about he was just out of the hospital and he didn't take his meds. That's no excuse at the end of the day. We got thousands of people in the world who suffer from the same type of stuff, and they're not running around here committing crimes. You know what I mean? It hits different, man. It hits different when you got a kid who's running the streets and you expect for him to go to jail or maybe lose his life to the streets because that's how they're living. But when you got a kid who's really doing good and is really innocent, losing his life to some shit like this, that shit hurts, man. You know what I mean? For his mom to have to run outside after her friend is banging on her door talking about your son is outside laying on the grass, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? He took his last breath in her arms, just looking at her, but couldn't really speak. And it's sad, man. If he was still out, that's what anything I love, I would have been out there trying to get at him. You know what I mean? But he's in jail. But I'm gonna make sure he has a comfortable time in jail, that he's good in jail. Trust me when I tell you that. Because a lot of people I got is not gonna be comfortable with him coming through there knowing that he did that to a 14-year-old. Not even because he's related to me. Just because of his crime, he's gonna have a hard time. Mind you, all the people already got up there, but this is not what that's about. But trust me when I tell you, that's how mad I am, that I want to get back. I really want blood. But it's okay because, the news said, man, the news told us, do not let this be yesterday's news because the system will forget about it, sweep it under the rug, and send the guy to a mental hospital or something. If we got to keep coming to your house and reporting on it and getting updates, make sure you guys go to court dates and make your presence known, you know what I'm saying? As far as having the community stepping up, going to the court dates, speaking out so he can get justice. Because it's not fair that because somebody decided not to take their meds or run around on a rampage and attack a 14-year-old and his friends. A kid that was just starting to live his life at 14 to lose his life. He was gonna turn 15 tomorrow, Sunday. He was turning 15. There was tickets already bought for him to go to Florida and visit his grandfather, who's my uncle. So he's really my cousin, but I call him my nephew because my uncle is like a brother to me. You know how you got the uncle that's almost like a brother to you because y'all about the same age? So he was gonna go visit his grandfather in Florida for his birthday. That was supposed to be his birthday surprise. And he didn't live to be 15. It's sad, but it's okay. He went out like a hero, man. And I can't really speak much longer, man, because it hurts. But I just wanted to share this with you guys and let you know that a little nephew lost his life, but he protected other kids. And all the kids in the neighborhood, all they want to do is just get a shirt and represent him right now, you know what I mean? Because they loved him. He was a good kid. I'm gonna let you guys see the news article and stuff like that, because it was hard for me to do this, but I'm just gonna give it to y'all because this is what I do and you guys are part of me. This is our channel, and if somebody can learn from this, you know what I mean? Like, he was steps away from his house, man, out of school, going back home, went to get a snack and didn't make it home. You know, and for his mom to run outside, have to be holding on her son, take his last breath. Shouldn't know mom have to bury her son, man. Long live Angel, man. We got you, baby boy.
At 11 o'clock, we are following breaking news. Shock and grief in Waterbury, where dozens gathered tonight to remember a 14-year-old who was the latest victim of violence.
He was stabbed to death earlier today, and tonight police say the man responsible is behind bars. Let's get right to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Erin Edwards with more details.
And she spoke exclusively to a best friend of the victim who was there when all of this happened. Erin
and Mark, we learned the victim is 14-year-old Angel Velez. Sunday would have been his 15th birthday. Now, his best friend told us tonight he was there when this happened, and Angel died trying to protect his friends.
When I first met him, I knew he was going to be cool. Ever since I met him, he was a cool guy.
Jalon Waters says he and Angel Velez became best friends instantly.
He just liked to have fun, play with all his friends, and go outside. We would go outside every day after school with each other, all of our friends, and chill.
They were together all the time. He was even with him right before he died. Jalon says he and Angel were leaving a store on Colonial Ave and walking on Dorchester Ave when a man the teens didn't know approached them.
We was walking from the store, and he came down to us talking, like, saying, "You think you're tough? Can I fight all y'all right now?" Angel was standing up for us.
Waterbury police say they got a call for a stabbing around 1:30 this afternoon. Emergency crews rushed to the scene and found the victim with a stab wound to the chest. They brought him to the hospital where he later died. Police say they were able to quickly identify 27-year-old Jamie Cintron and charge him with murder. And while the arrest brings some closure, friends say it won't bring Angel back.
He was just a really great person, and I miss him so much.
Cintron is now being held on a $3 million bond, and tonight Waterbury Public Schools released a statement reading in part, quote, "The Waterbury Public Schools community has suffered a tremendous loss. On Wednesday, September 29th, a student was tragically killed in a senseless act of violence. We extend our condolences to the students and family."
Police say stabbed a 14-year-old boy to death, faced a judge for the first time today. Channel 3 Waterbury Bureau Chief Dennis Valera is live outside of the courthouse with brand new information. Dennis, what have you learned?
Kara, it was a quick court hearing today. The judge kept Cintron's bail at $3 million, despite his public defender trying to lower it down to $1 million. Now, police say Angel Velez, the victim here, was stabbed in broad daylight yesterday in the area of Colonial Avenue after getting in some kind of argument with Cintron. Now, after Cintron walked in the courtroom, he appeared bewildered as the state delved into the details of the crime, especially when they said Velez has died. Now, Cintron, he will be next in court on November 2nd. Now, Angel Velez, he was a Waterbury Public School student, and the school district put out a statement last night saying that they put together a crisis team to support students and staff that are grieving today.
Big story right now, new information on the stabbing death of a 14-year-old in Waterbury.
And the man accused of killing that teenager went before a judge today. Court documents revealing his wife told police he'd been released from a psychiatric facility just 2 days ago.
Channel 3's Waterbury Bureau Chief Dennis Valera was inside that courtroom today. He is joining us live right now with the new details. Dennis?
Mark and Aaron, in the police reports we got earlier this afternoon, police saying that Jamie Cintron deals with mental health issues. His wife telling police that he has multiple conditions. Now, this is the second violent crime involving young people in as little as 2 weeks. So members of the community just trying to help each other cope.
Mr. Cintron, it is alleged, murdered a 14-year-old child in broad daylight in the middle of the street.
You just heard Jamie Cintron's reaction to hearing he's implicated in murder. He appeared bewildered as the state delved into the details of the crime. Police say Cintron stabbed and killed 14-year-old Angel Velez after an argument, saying witnesses saw Cintron approach him trying to start a fight. The defense tried to lower his bond from $3 million to $1 million, but that did not happen.
Based on the seriousness of the allegations in this case and the horrific nature as to what is alleged, the state would ask for the $3 million bond.
Police reports are shedding a light into Cintron's mental health. His wife, noted as a witness, told officers Cintron has schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and multiple personality disorder. She added he was at Waterbury Hospital's psychiatric ward just 2 days ago. An excerpt reads, his wife stated she does not believe Jamie has been on his medication and was recently released from the hospital for his disorders.
There can be change, but it takes unity, it takes leaders coming together.
Ice the Beef, the New Haven violence prevention nonprofit, expanded into Waterbury this year. They already were planning on having a peace rally here at Dugan School on Sunday, but in light of Angel's death, are planning to also have an emergency community conversation on Friday, hoping to help the Brass City heal and to prevent the next tragedy.